Previewing the 2015 Luther College men's tennis schedule with head coach Adam Strand. And Coach, obviously you played a little bit in the fall. How much better have you gotten as a team since that time?
I think we've made some good strides, Darren. Our guys have looked pretty sharp the first couple weeks of practice. We're into our third week now. We've been doing some early morning practices, which I think has been a good thing for our team. A lot of our guys spent a considerable amount of time on the court. They've been working really hard with strength and conditioning coach Dave O'Connor. So I think our group is pretty hungry. I think we had some positive results from the fall, but also saw that there's a lot we need to work on, especially with some of the faces that left our program last year that were so successful. So yeah, I think we've made some good strides. We feel like we're in a good spot right now, but there's a lot of work ahead.
And with losing 6 seniors like you had last year, are there a lot of spots pretty much open as you start that competition here in the spring semester?
Yeah, I think so, Darren. 4 of those seniors especially played a ton for us and played some big roles, not only last year, but for the past few years. So we've got some upperclassmen who are looking to maybe play a little bit bigger role than what they've played in the past. And we've got a few guys that got a little taste of some varsity action as first years last year who will play a bigger role this year. And then we've got 3 first years that I think all have a chance to contribute for us. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it'll pan out. I do think there's a lot of open spots, and we'll obviously be trying out some different doubles teams as we go. But yeah, the guys are working hard.
How are practices and workouts this time of year different than they will be once you get really flowing with game competition?
Sure. We're doing a lot of basics right now and a lot of teaching. I think that's one of the things with a younger group is you're really hitting the fundamentals over and over again, and really trying to make sure that everybody's understanding, and as they're playing with different partners maybe than what they played last year, that our communication is along the same lines as where it needs to be for doubles. And so yeah, a lot of basics right now, trying to just hit a lot of balls. One thing we really worked on from the fall is when we have good court position and then people are ripping balls at us, to really work on our hands. And so we spent a lot of time at the net, a lot of time on volleys and doubles. But I think so far our practice has been pretty good, and as we get throughout the season, we'll see what we need to work on and make adjustments from there.
Talk about the goals for this year's team. What's on the docket when it comes to goals, or have you really discussed that yet?
Sure. Yeah, no, I think for us every year it's, we want to have a good competitive team, and a team that, brings a lot of energy to the court every time. And, something we talk about is being a tough out there. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're not. But how do you represent yourself? How do you represent your team? And so that's very important for us, is just how we take the court, not only on Saturdays for matches, but every day in practice. And so we talk about practicing with a purpose, and hopefully that leads into competition. And from a competitive standpoint, our goal is to win the league every year and advance into nationals. And right now that path the past few years has gone through Cole. Before that it went through Luther, and so we'd like to try and get that back up here. So that's always a goal for us. But I think there's a lot ahead of things that we have to worry about with ourselves to keep getting better, and then some of those things will come into play later in the season.
All right, hopefully you can get going on a positive way here in a couple of weeks when you get on the court in competition up north in Minnesota. We wish you best of luck at that time.
Thanks, Darren.
Adam Strand talking Luther College men's tennis.